Hello, my friends. I just had a wonderful interaction or conversation with a friend of mine, and we always get into nice and deep conversations. And I shared a little bit about my own process right now with my YouTube channel and with my deepening and what I was sharing and how I'm sharing that on my channel and so on. And it was just so beautiful because the whole conversation was basically about exactly what I have been talking about being authentic and real, being in the flow, and then talking about, what gets in the way. How do we keep blocking and filtering our natural flow, which really that is a very high frequency, like I talked about the other day, is to be fully authentic because there's nothing filtering our energy, our divine energy. And that's why, obviously, it becomes a very high frequency because it can just flow freely. And the thing is, though, how is it being received? And because we're afraid how things are being received when we are being fully ourselves without this thing here, do you know what I'm talking about? Like filtering, holding back, censoring. No, I can't say it that way. All that stuff that goes on behind the scene so that it comes out in a loving, non-judging way if we are on that path of wanting to let go of all that duality stuff of judging and um, not being fully ourselves. So what I so appreciated about how we were interacting, and I feel like, this can be done. We can be authentic, we can be ourselves, we can say things when they are not resonating with us when somebody shares something. So when I was sharing some of my sharing with her, suddenly she said, like, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what that means. It came out like boom, uncensored. And you lost me there or something like that. And it came out really like phew. And I felt like cool. There's something here. Something is being mirrored back to me. When I speak, it's not fully landing. And something in her got, what did she say? I kind of want to push back at you. You see, so what's going on here? And that's why I want to just share it today. She owned her experience by saying, there's something in me that wants to push back at you. And then it comes out like, phew, right? It feels like she's pushing back at something that I'm saying. Now, I could have taken offense if I had a lot of triggers in me that's like, why are you being so this or that? But I also am able to be with my own experience. So I said, like, oh, wow. Thank you for mirroring that back to me that I need to learn to be more clear in when I talk about this subject here. So it was fully received. And then that, of course, was fully received there because there was nobody making the other person wrong or judging or projecting. There was just, this is what's going on in me, right? Can you see that? It's not blaming or projecting. It's like, this is what's going on in me. And then you can put a period behind it. At least that sentence there. It's like, yeah, this is what's going on for me. There's nothing like, because you or you shouldn't or you blah, blah, blah. None of that. There's just blank. There's a mirror reflecting something back to me. I'm receiving it and I'm deeply grateful, honestly, because like, wow, I didn't know that. Because, when you have a channel like I have here, I just share what comes and I absolutely do my best to be clear, to explain it the way I understand it, to share when I'm quoting somebody that it's not my own experience yet. So, in my experience, I feel like I am really being as clear as I can be. But here's the thing, guys. I don't get your feedback. Well, I do. I do get a lot of your beautiful comments. Keep them coming. And sometimes I also get something that's triggering something, or it can come out in a way, some of the comments like, what was it one time? It's like, what planet are you from? It can come out as very judgmental and in a righteous way where they know better than I. And that is like, oh, okay. I don't take it personal, but I notice like, oh, okay, yeah, that's certainly triggered that person. And that's why it comes out in this way. And, but when you do it in this, so when I'm sharing that with her and I have immediate feedback, then I'll learn something. And I also learn from the comments, even though it's not immediate. I take it in fully. And then if there's something questioning it, then I can do a follow-up video, which I actually did when I talked about the architect chatbot a while ago. That got a lot of views because there is an interest in that. But then I also noticed there was a lot of confusion and judgment and opinions. So I did a few more where I did my best to clarify it. So using myself as an example and my friend, when we're able to own our own experience, life is so much easier. I think I really got it on a deeper level when I just said it now. So when we are able to own our own experience, such as my friend says, I want to push against you, right? There was an energy that was activated by something I said. She didn't make me wrong for it. She didn't put her experience out on me as if I did something wrong or bad or whatever. And then, of course, I received it in a way that, oh, this is my experience. It's like, wow, there's something I need to see here or learn from. So both received it fully. Very, very powerful. What does it take to be able to receive feedback without projecting it back out? It takes that we are able to be present with our own experience and know that it is our experience and it has nothing to do with the other. I'm not saying it cannot have to do with the other. If there is some, physical attack or something, there definitely needs to be some clarity about boundary setting for sure. So again, I'm never trying to skate over, different situations and scenarios and think and put it all in one basket and say, this is how it is. I just want to clarify that. Many times when I speak like that, it's because I get the suggestion or the intuition. It's like, oh, somebody out there is probably going to be receiving it as what I just shared now. And that's why I just want to clarify that. This is also because I am fully present in myself. I'm not pretending I'm perfect at it, but I'm pretty good at it. I have learned over the years to be here and know to be present with my experience and what gets activated when there are outer situations that happen that trigger something in me. Then I can go, oh, wow, there's a trigger here. There's an activation here. Let me be with that. Let me find out what that is. And that's how we can create a much more authentic world. I know I feel very blessed that I have friends where we can be like that. It's very healing, it's very empowering, but I also know that most people do not know how to be that or how to do that because they have not learned how to be present in their own experience without entangling it with others and wanting to send some of the energy out and pointing fingers at somebody. When we do that, there is not a full ownership of it. There is not the ability to see that it is a mirror. Remember how I talked about this mirror a lot lately? If not, please go back and watch some of the mirror videos. I think they are so powerful. I think there is so much freedom we can gain from that. So that's why, of course, I've been talking a lot about it. And also because this is my own practice. So learning to be present in your own experience and know that whatever on the outside triggered that was just a mirror of what's still either unconscious in me or not owned yet. Or the other side, of course, is that it is owned, my light, that it is being reflected back to me in that way. It's not just the good or the bad, it's everything. It's just everything. What parts of us that we are not able to see yet, or that is able to shine back as us. And then we can just own that too. And that's often the hard part, right? So, my friends, if we want to learn to be authentic, I think I talked about it, was it yesterday? It all starts with ourselves. Can we be authentic with ourselves by fully owning our experience, our moment to moment felt sense experience? If you ask what is felt sense, well, that is something we feel in our sense body. It is something that gets activated, that contracts, that pulls away, that starts buzzing, that expands, that gets heavy. Anything in there, that is in the felt sense of the body. It's not up here. The part up here can maybe go down there and start putting words to it or meaning to it. But the immediate one is like, what is that reaction that happens in the body when something happens out there? When you are able to experience that, and then the next step is to own it before you want to send it back out. I think that's when we can change the world one at a time by owning our experience and then not making ourselves wrong for it, but being willing in a loving way to simply own it and say, "What? Whoops, wow. Yeah, I got activated. I got upset there. Whatever, I wanted to punch or push back or whatever it is, you go like, oh, wow, that's here." And then you just allow that to be there and let it unfold. You learn to listen to it. You learn the language of your body, of your felt sense. You learn to be present with it without suppressing it or bypassing it or pushing it out, whatever. You learn to just be present with it and allow that energy to unfold and to flow and to release. And then you can come back to your center of just being present. And the more we do that, then these outer experiences will not have that same reaction in us. it becomes more like what I share. It's like, oh, wow, there is a reaction here. Let me be with that. You know, it has nothing to do with these other people. It's almost like they just delivered you a note and to let you know, like, well, here, look, this is what's going on in you. So you can thank them inside or out, however feels right. And then you just be present with it. And then that charge that might have been there, that can dissolve. I still believe that this is something we all need to practice with other people so that it becomes more natural for us, more second nature, and that we feel more confident in it by not reacting towards others, but by owning our experience more and more. And then there is a sense of peace and confidence inside that you can never ever experience as long as we're still involved in, blaming and projecting out. So this is why I find it this whole thing about being authentic and how do we do that? How do we do that? Well, we do it by practicing with other people where we create a setting that we are going to practice now. We're going to practice being present with our own experience and then see where that goes. You're welcome to join me on the first Tuesday of every month where we are getting online. I have an online gathering once a month. And we can practice these things. We can do anything we want, really. Most of it is to come into our own felt sense experience, specifically the longing, the things we long for, the divine that we long for inside. And so we get in touch with that, and that becomes um, our priority to just stay with that and move from what we really want the most, as opposed to fighting what we don't want. So, but there's a lot more we can practice and be present with. And when we do it together, my friends, magic happens. All right, please like, comment, share if you feel moved to. And of course, I would love to hear from you. And as I always share also, if you need help with this, please reach out. This is what I love to do, helping my clients to find that way of being present with themselves in a loving and authentic way in the world. Have a beautiful day.